Smart Californians and out-of-staters are discovering this, and I wish I would have known this sooner. I am keying in on why so many people are choosing Star. There are a ton of police and fire choosing Star. There's a lot of people who just have moved to Star and flat out love that lifestyle. There's a huge reason why, in my opinion, but we're gonna dive into Star's top 10 neighborhoods so you can figure out if Star is the right move for you. If you're waiting for home prices to come down, I've got bad news for you. I really do. Supply and demand tells us otherwise. It might go down 1% or 2%, it might go up 1% or 2%, but you need to be prepared to weather the storm. I will tell you that number 10 on this list is Hope Springs. Hope Springs offers a little bit of classier builders and a little bit less price tag. A little bit more than CBH homes, but a little less than those acreage Star River Ranch luxury homes. So let's dive into Hope Springs. The cool thing about Hope Springs is that you still have a ton of amenities. You have a clubhouse, a swimming pool, parks and green spaces. You have a ton of pathways and there's a year-round stream going through that neighborhood. The streets are tree-lined. There's a private dog park. There's a community garden, super close access to River Birch Golf Course, and there's a playground there in Hope Springs. I love every home I go through in Hope Springs. What you're getting is a nicer home, maybe a tiny bit smaller lot than the CBH neighborhoods across the main road. I compare these homes to CBH not because they're the same build quality, but because the price tag is lower for CBH, and these homes for the builder are lower priced. You're just getting a smaller lot. So I reference that for you to learn. I will talk about CBH neighborhoods later on in this video. I do feel like Star as a whole is going to put you a little bit more packed together in the neighborhoods. It used to be that Star was so spread out. But what happened was Star's farmers started selling off their land to developers, and all that land now has become like 3, 4, 5 houses per acre. The builders that are in Hope Springs are Tresidio, Asbury, Ted Mason, Berkeley. There is a new one in there, Richmond America, and what they're bringing in is a lower price. So you'll see a couple streets that are just lined with their homes. When we talk about the lowest price in that neighborhood of $431, I bet you my bottom dollar that that one is at Richmond America. To be honest, Tresidio, Asbury, Berkeley, and Ted Mason could all hit that $689 mark. It just definitely is not going to be Richmond America. Homes in there, anywhere from 3 to 5 bedrooms, 2 to 4 baths, anywhere from 0.125 acres up to 0.27 acres, I believe. These homes are all built in the last 5 years since 2020. To me, Hope Springs will fit you if you're looking for a nicer build, maybe a lesser yard, and luxury amenities. Why has no one talked about Greendale Grove? I think it's supremely underrated. I give it a top 10 rating, number 9 on my list here. Why is it above Hope Springs? I would just say because of the price point. Hope Springs, if you have all the money in the world, sure, Hope Springs better. But Hubble Homes builds a great subdivision in Greendale Grove. They have 2 sections, one where it's smaller with green space and walking trails. The next section over is with large RV bays, like 3rd-acre lots. You've got bigger price tags over there as well. It depends on which side of the road you want to be on, but both offer a great home. I would say one thing you should consider is if you are a first-time home buyer, that Greendale Grove is at the top of your list. If you are retiring, I would say Greendale Grove can be on the top of your list. Mostly in this neighborhood, we're gonna be under $580. That's the median home price. We have some home sales in the 400s, and we've even reached $750,000. There's a couple homes that are unlike the others, but for the most part, that's your price range. Homes in this neighborhood are typical, just like any other. You've got 3 to 5 bedrooms, 2 to 4 bathrooms. Some of these homes, like I said, they have up to 5-car garages. Most have like 3 to 4. There are some with 2. Acreages are all under a ½ acre, but like I said, you're gonna find stuff as low as 0.15, you'll find as high as 0.44, but it also depends on which side of the street you're on, because if you're on the north side, you're gonna have smaller lots. The south, east side, you're gonna have larger lots. HOA fees in this neighborhood include the walking paths, the green spaces, the parks, all around $625 to $650 per year. But number 8 on this list is Heirloom Ridge. I like Heirloom Ridge a lot. Location is next to the highway. Some of those homes that are gonna be built out are gonna get closer and closer to the highway. That noise might be a factor for you. They've got pickleball, they've got green space, they've got a pool, they've got walking paths, they've got all sorts of home floor plans there with mini collections, because they have collections that have A, B, and C. It seems like they're changing the names of those every day. It used to be like woodland, garden, and countryside, and now they have so many more. I haven't kept up on them. It seems like every day they're taking certain floor plans out and putting new ones in. One of the things I didn't mention about Heirloom Ridge is they do have that clubhouse there. It's right next to the pool. And just like all these other neighborhoods we're going through for the location of Star, you're gonna be just a few minutes within the Boise River. You're gonna be 10 or so minutes from Eagle, 10 or so minutes from Costco, Walmart, shopping, all that stuff at Linder and Chinden. 3 to 5 bedroom homes, 2 to 3, 4 bathrooms. Garage spaces are 2 to 4 garage spaces deep. One of my good friends who owns a great dental practice in Star lives in there, and they have a corner lot and it fans out to an awesome backyard. You'll see backyard sizes between 0.14 and 1/3 of an acre. Homes here have only been built out for the last 2-3 years, starting in 2022. Lowest home sale price in Heirloom Ridge has been just about $419. Highest home sale price in Heirloom Ridge was almost $800,000, and the median home price in Heirloom Ridge is $538. And that data is for the last year. If you go back to their new builds when they were first coming out, they were a lot more. So that neighborhood has seen a little bit of decrease in their prices, but that's simply because of the market we've seen. Everything you've heard about CVH homes, I'm here to tell you, is probably false. People love to rag on CVH. I think they're great. I really do. I love it. And that's why number 7, I have Trapper Ridge. Trapper Ridge is located there. Trapper Ridge gives you the basics. It gives you green space, walking path, basic homes, not a lot of upgrades, and it gives you a price tag you can enjoy. Lowest price in Trapper Ridge, $410. Median price, $484 roughly, and the highest priced, $580. You're going to be getting a lot of bang for your buck with these square footages. HOA fees in Trapper Ridge, $800. Again, that covers the same stuff, just the basics, water rights, green spaces, mowing, the landscape, all that type of stuff. Homes in this neighborhood, just like the rest of them we've covered, 3 to 5 bedrooms, 2 to 4 bathrooms, 2 to 4 garage spaces, anywhere from 1,600 to 3,200 square feet. And in the acreage is 0.17 all the way up to 1/3 of an acre. So you can actually get quite a bit of acreage in Trapper Ridge. I've actually been in homes in Trapper Ridge where we've toured the home, walked through, and then if you walk out the back patio, you can see the whole valley. Like, there's awesome views there. Even though it's just a tiny little shelf, you can see great things from Trapper Ridge. You want a view without the price? I've got Collina Vista at number 6 for you, another Toll Brothers subdivision. Remember, Toll Brothers just took control of Star. There's a ton of Toll Brothers in Star, so we're gonna see a lot of them. Toll Brothers has Collina Vista. They used to have other builders in there. Now it's simply Toll Brothers. They're almost done, but there are still resale homes in there. I would take advantage of Collina Vista if you're looking for the views, plus a community swimming pool. That's it. That's what I think it provides you, because a lot of these subdivisions, because we're in Boise and HOAs rule the world in Boise, makes it all prim and proper and beautiful. You do have the green space, you do have the walking paths, you do have the play spaces, you do have the playgrounds. Those are great things, and like many other subdivisions, because in HOAs, when we talk about home specs in all of these neighborhoods, it always has at least 3 bedrooms and sometimes goes 4 or 5. It always has at least 2 bathrooms and sometimes go up to 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Acreages in Collina Vista go all the way from 0.17 all the way up to 0.35. And these homes have all been built out in the last 4 years, 2021 to 2024. If you're buying a resale home in Collina Vista, look at Stacy Construction, Core, Tresidio, Solitude. Those are the homes that are in there. But right now what we're seeing, the new homes are all Toll Brothers, and that will continue to be that way for the rest of the build out here. There aren't many lots left, so all we have left in Collina Vista is Toll Brothers. HOA right around $700 a year. That includes the pool, that includes the community water, all that type of stuff. And you can see on your screen the range of prices all the way from the lowest price, median price, highest price, and you can see those around $550 all the way up to $1 million. And before we move on to our top 5, I will say the top 5 are, in my opinion, significantly better than the bottom 5. I do think the next subdivision coming up is a Toll Brothers subdivision, and it is better than the other Toll subdivisions we've talked about. I do think it's at number 5 and not 4 through 1 for a reason. So stay tuned for that. But before we get there, my name is Brian Hymas, born and raised in Boise. I was an appraiser for a few years, and now for the last 7, almost 8 years, I've been a real estate agent, and I have relied heavily on YouTube to help people just like you. Dozens of people just like you who have reached out, called, texted, emailed, and that's what you should do too, so we can get started in the Buying in Boise Blueprint. And what it does is it takes the headache out of it for you, and so that you can move here stress-free, become an Idahoan. So call, text, email, and we'll get you started. So what makes Cresta del Sol coming at number 5 better than the other 2 Toll subdivisions we've talked about? I will tell you, I did leave 1 Toll Brothers subdivision off. They do have a lot. And the reason Cresta del Sol comes in is because they offer more, in my opinion. More green space, more pickleball, more community pool, more water rights. Like, I just feel like it's better. And it's also very, very close to River Birch. It's on that same stretch on Beacon Light where you've got a ton of neighborhoods, but I like the location better. I like what the amenities offer. It's got a pavilion, it's got cabanas, it's got fire pits as well, picnic areas. I just feel like their homes are just a speck nicer there. They also offer better collections of homes there. Homes are the same sizes there. You'll find 1,500 to 3,000 plus square feet. You'll find all the same bedroom and bathroom sizes. You'll find the same garage sizes. And these are a little bit newer. These homes have only been built out for the last couple of years. HOA is right around $1,000. And the lowest home sale price in this community is right around $600,000. It goes as highest price to $840,000. That's not as high as some of the others. But remember, this neighborhood's only been selling in this market, so it only knows what market hasn't had to have huge price drops. So let's say you are looking for something that's not a production builder necessarily, where they're putting out 100 homes a year, and you're looking for something a little bit more semi-custom. Enter number 4, Sunfield Estates. Builders in this neighborhood include RTL, Stacy, Cambridge, Hunter Homes, Solitude, Ted Mason, Mabin Homes. Now you will say, wait, I've heard a couple of those names before. And yes, you have. A couple of those builders are in Hope Springs. But these lots are bigger. Some of them come up over a ½ acre big. This is a nicer sub. It's smaller. It's not huge. I'm gonna guess there's probably 50 or 40 homes in this neighborhood. I really like the feel of it. It's a simple loop with some cross streets going through it. I really like the construction. I really like the build teams in here. I just feel like it's a nicer subdivision. I would easily call Sunfield Estates home. In fact, if you know Eagle Star area, there's a neighborhood called Staggs Crossing in Eagle. It's 1 million, 1.3 dollar homes. That is a subdivision that I would say this is like the little sister to. Like this one is good. It's got that same kind of quality, but it's not the same builders. It's not the same size lots as that Staggs Crossing, but it's definitely a step up from anything we've looked at. Also on the price ranges, you'll find things going from as little as $550,000 all the way up to almost $1 million at $942,000. Median home price in there is $675,000. When you talk about things you get in this neighborhood, you actually don't get a whole lot. You don't get the swimming pool, you only get the walking paths, you don't have a ton of green space. So why do I like it? I like it because of the build team. I really think these build jobs are really good, and I like the acreage. They don't feel squished together. It feels a little bit more like my style. So you're a little bamboozled. I led you to number 4, Sunfield Estates, but there's no pool. And you're like, what the heck? We need a pool at least in the top 5, right? So we're gonna get you a pool at the lakes at Pristine Springs. I absolutely love this subdivision. Now, I chose a home with acreage for a reason. I moved out here to get acreage because I want that. I want more of the freedom. I want no HOA. They have a community pool. They have the clubhouse. They have 2 lakes for boating and paddling, but I actually think it might be more. They have a ton of RV parking, all the sidewalks for walking, tons of green space. Lot sizes in here are better because you're gonna be at 0.24 acres all the way close to a ½ acre. Home specs are very similar to the other homes we've looked at. A lot of times this square footage, the bathroom, the bedroom count doesn't change because the quality changes and the land size changes and then the finishes change. We're not seeing any new homes being built out here. 2017, 2023 was the build time. Builders in here were quality, Tresidio, Parkcrest, others. And the HOAs are anywhere from $600 to $1,000 per year. That gets you your water rights. Some of those homes get access to the water. You have a lot of green space. You have the walking paths. The prices in this subdivision are closely packed together, anywhere from $800,000 all the way to $970,000, and you have a median home price in there at $866,000. If you want to have a home that's protected in value, a strong HOA is actually a really good thing. I'm not in an HOA because I don't want the HOA, but the HOA has its positive. It'll keep your home values up. And then when you have price ranges like this that are pretty packed together, they're not going to be a lot of rising and falling that happens within that community. It's all going to be kind of rank and file with the pricing. This neighborhood attracts so many out-of-staters. I wouldn't say it number 1 attractant in Star because that one is coming in at number 1, but this neighborhood is a winner. This one is Heron River. This is located on the water. This one has tons of great builders. This one has tons of space, has tennis courts, has walking paths, has springs, has fountains, has a ton of waterfront homes. You will love this subdivision. I mentioned the community pool, you've got the gym, you've got the community clubhouse, you've got the parks, you've got the tennis courts, you've got fiber optics, you got pressurized irrigation, which all these neighborhoods have. You just have so much in Heron River. I love the location too. And as you get into Heron River, you will notice there's different sections within Heron River that have smaller lots, bigger lots, waterfront lots, lots on a pond, like all the sorts of different things. Some of these lots that are in the back of Heron River actually back up to the lake that's at Dockzilla. That's the one in Star. And so you have a ton of access to the outdoors. You have access to the shopping because you're right by Ridley's and the main drag on Star. Really good. I really like Heron River. Would I have considered moving there? 100%. It was very similar to Legacy in my opinion. What Legacy offers you in Eagle is that golf course. But other than the golf course, I think Heron River has everything that Legacy has. Great price, great community. Some of the builders you'll find in there are Core, Shadow Mountain, Ted Mason, James Clyde, Berkeley, Oakmont, Stanford Executive, Emmett Price, Bella Vita. With the exception of one home builder in there, I would build with any of those. I don't trust people who threaten to sue me. That's why I've never pushed anybody to one certain builder. I think I've talked about them before. I got sued because I told people my experience with a certain builder and they didn't like that. They threatened to sue me and said I was defaming their name. Whatever. I didn't cast any shadows on them. You know, that's just how it was. HOAs in this neighborhood can be a little bit more expensive. With high HOA dues comes high results. $1,200 to $2,800 per year for the HOA there. We've seen home prices go for as little as $500,000 and up to 1.6, median prices in that $700,000 range. And like I said, each section of neighborhood has different size lots. We're almost to a ½ acre on the high end and close to 0.1 acres on the small end. You'll find a range, but you'll know when you're in your different sections which section you're in, and they will all have their different ACC guidelines, and they're all gonna have a little bit different touch according to the HOAs that you're living in, but there is a different due, there is a different yard size, there's different restrictions, there's different covenants, there's different guidelines. So that's how Heron River works. So if you're looking for a steal in the Star that's kind of like Legacy, not as prim and proper, but just about, and it's gonna protect your home values, you should be considering Heron River. And don't watch this next part if you're ready to fall in love with the neighborhood. I promise you, Star River Ranch is everything it's cracked up to be. I love Star River Ranch. It's a reason it's my #1 neighborhood in Star. While you do go to Middleton schools in Star River Ranch, it is my #1 neighborhood in Star. Let's take a look at this one. You've got the clubhouse, you've got the community swimming pool, you've got tons of great pond, you've got fiber in the neighborhood, ton of green space, ton of playgrounds, ton of walking paths. You've got a ton. Some of the builders in here that you're paying a little bit more for, Todd Campbell, Madden, oh, I love their touches. I love their interior design. Oakmont, B&B, MK Custom Homes, Woodbridge Pacific, new group to the valley. They're coming from California. Cedar and Sage, Sunridge, Sustainable Homes, Taylor Jean. Taylor Jean is one of those that will add different touches. Their interior designer is a notch above. I feel like they just bring in some different colored paints and fixtures. They don't buy the run-of-the-mill things. A lot of these builders that come in here are like that. HOA dues in this neighborhood are right around $1,800 per year. Minimum square footage around 2,500 all the way up to almost 4,000 square feet. Lot sizes, you'll find anything from 0.28 to 0.54. And the lowest home sale price we've ever had in Star River Ranch is just south of $700,000. Median home price is in the millions. It's 1.079 million. And the highest sale price in Star River Ranch in the last year is 1.375. That is not the largest sale in Star River Ranch. In fact, we have one that's a lot more than that because it never hit the MLS. It is huge. You'll know the house when you see it. It's on an acreage that probably takes over, I don't know, 5 acres, and the home is massive. I do want to tell you, if you like this video, you should be checking out the pros and cons of living in Star, Idaho, because if you're considering these 10 neighborhoods, they are great. You'll want to know everything you need to know about Star, Idaho. That one is there. Go watch it now. And of course, if I missed anything, put it in the comments below. I love hearing what I missed. And of course, if you're looking to move to the Boise, Idaho area, please do not hesitate to call. There's no greater compliment that I receive than phone calls, texts, emails from you saying you're just getting started, or you're ready to move here, you're somewhere along the process, you have a couple questions, or you need some help, or you need a home sent your way, or you need me to tour you through Boise and the homes when you get here. Whatever it is, I'm happy to do it. That's why I make these videos. I love Boise. I love all things real estate. So if you're looking to get here, give me a call and we'll make you a freedom-loving Idahoan. Guys, of course, before we move on to the before we move on, was an appraiser for a little bit. Now an appraiser. Was an appraiser for a bit. But before we get on to the next topic, let's see I was an appraiser for, these have only been built out for the last 2,000 years. Wow. That's crazy.